Hey, how you doing, everybody? Good evening. It's Tuesday, November 10th, and welcome to the third episode of Darryl's Tuesday Yak. I feature some of the best talent in the Midwest, USA, world, and galaxies. And feel free to ask questions to help grill the guests. Before I get started, I want to welcome some folks to the show. Got Chicago's best DJ out there, Jerry Jams Renda. Hey, Jerry, thanks for joining the show. From Sandwich, Illinois, got Megan Shoup. Hey, Megan. And one of my favorite people, Luann Tantillo. Hi, Luann. And from St. Louis, Missouri, got Mike Woods in the house. Hey, Mike. All right, got Regina Karma, one of the premier songstresses of the Chicago area and Midwest and world, for that matter. As a matter of fact, she'll be my guest next week on Darryl's Tuesday Yak. And I've got Clarence Davis, one of my longest friends, is on the line. Went to school with him, worked at the same company. Hey, Clarence, great to see you. Okay, so my guest today is singer-songwriter guitarist Thomas S. Witte Jr. from the Northwest Chicago suburban area. And over the last decade, Tom has performed with a variety of bands in the Chicago area, including DuPage Band, Gold Standard, and Special Purpose. I've had the pleasure of playing in those bands too. He's been entertaining at festivals, clubs, and restaurants. Tom returned to the Chicago area about 10 years ago from California, where he played Latin-infused rhythm and blues with the Groove Masters and high-energy blues with Bluesberry Jam. Now lately, Tom has been cranking out original hit song after hit song, complete with dazzling video productions. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome Tom Witte.
Hey.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Darryl. Good to be on. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being on the show. You know, I've been trying to get this man on the show for months and months now. I'm not sure how that's possible since I've only been doing the show for 3 weeks. But trust me on that. You know, this is a world where you make up your own facts, except for everything else that you hear on the show is absolutely true. So, which would you be rather called by? Songwriter, singer, or guitarist?
You know, I think any of them works. Probably musician would be the way to go. Guitar is my main instrument in life, but there are other instruments I've played over the years, and I enjoy writing songs, but I enjoy playing guitar in front of people. That's my favorite thing.
Okay.
Songwriting and recording is a close second.
Okay. And when did guitar start for you?
Guitar started, now I grew up in Wisconsin where by law you're required to start accordion or organ lessons when you're 8 years old. And so I started organ lessons at 8 years old. And then I started learning brass instruments in the school band, and I played those all through high school. What my parents didn't necessarily, well, they supported it ultimately, but Kiss broke on the scene when I was about 12 years old. So
Okay.
I wanted to be Ace Frehley, which you can see I bear a strong resemblance to him now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But Ace was my hero, so I threw newspapers for a year so I could buy a guitar that looked like Ace Frehley's. And from there, it was just off to the races. So
Okay. And when did you get into songwriting?
I did that probably in the mid-90s. I was in a spot where I really wasn't able to do gigging, but I wanted to see how that would work. I picked up one of those 4-track cassette recorders and started strumming the acoustic and putting lyrics over it and getting it a bit more complex and a bit more complex. And then I realized I had some songs. And actually over the years, I've probably written 30 or 35, of which, you know, they're all in copyright. And 9 or 10 of them have been published over the years, but never picked up by a major artist. But back in the 90s, I was sending cassette tapes out to Nashville and these other places, and had some songs under contract, but nothing took root. So that's why I work 9 to 5 like everybody else.
Right.
And I do music in my spare time. So.
Right. Well, you know, after this show, you're probably going to get picked up, and you know, you'll be at the Grammys next year, and I hope to be there as
Absolutely.
well. because I put in a bid to be the valet service at the Valley. So
And
you'll be
I've
on
seen
stage.
your tux. So if I'm on stage, you'll be playing keyboards next to me. So
All right.
yeah,
That's
so
why we're doing this. Okay. One of your songs, I want to play one of the songs that you've written and recently produced a fantastic video. It's called "Won't You Go Down With Me," and I believe you've got a story behind that, especially being a scuba diver.
I do. Yeah. This is probably back in the mid or late 90s. We were at Ernesto's fajita factory. My late wife and I were with another couple of people that we had just finished diving, and we were having fajitas. And someone said, "Well, if you write song, you should write a song about this place, and about scuba diving." So I had to make it a bit more, a bit of a boy meets girl story within that. But then I just, with COVID, all the band gigs stopped happening. So I taught myself computer-based recording and started taking these old songs and bringing new life to them, and performed all the tracks and sang everything. And I shared it with my uncle, Phil Prinzi, who is semi-retired but has a vast history doing video production as a sideline interest. And he said, if you ever wanted to, we should work on videos for your songs. I said, that sounds awesome. So that's what we've been doing for the last few months. And as I've been finishing up the audio work, I send it to him. He creates video to tell the story, inserts bits and pieces of me playing instruments along the way, and that's what we do. So we've got them out all on YouTube. If you go to TSW Music on YouTube, you can see all the videos that Darryl's going to show tonight.
Very cool. So I think I'll kick it off with "Won't You Go Down With Me." No double entendre intended.
Never, no.
Was at a bar called Ernesto's on South Cozumel, where they serve ice cold cervezas with the fajitas they sell. My first night on the island, I was just scouting round when she walked to my table and then she sat down. I could see by her suntan that she'd been here a while. I asked what she does here. She said with a smile, "Won't you go down with me? Won't you go down with me? I'll show you things that you've never seen. The water's clear and blue, the fish are every hue, and adventure's guaranteed if you'll go down with me." So we met the next morning, just as we planned, and we jumped off her dive boat half a mile from land, and we toured the garden and drifted the wall, and we played with the eels down on Paso Cedral. I knew I'd found something exciting and new. She and I became buddies down on Quintana Roo. Won't you go down with me? Won't you go down with me? I'll show you things that you've never seen. The water's clear and blue, the fish are every hue, and adventure's guaranteed if you'll go down with me. Now they can see by my suntan I've been here a while. They ask what I do here, and I say with a smile, "Won't you go down with me? Won't you go down with me? I'll show you things that you've never seen. The water's clear and blue, the fish are every hue, and adventure's guaranteed If you'll go down with me, won't you go down with me? Won't you go down with me? I'll show you things that you've never seen. The water's clear and blue, the fish are every hue, and adventure's guaranteed. If you'll go down with me, won't you go down with me? Won't you go down with me?
Oh, well, Tom, you're picking up lots of new fans. Jerry Jams Renda says this is so
Excellent.
cool. Yeah, I have proof
Excellent.
of that.
Thank you.
So I just put it on the screen. This is so cool. Oh, man, I
Excellent.
love that.
Thanks, Jerry.
Especially,
Thank you.
was that, okay, the underwater film, was that something you shot or just something your uncle supplied?
There were some pictures there from dives I've done over the years. A lot of the pictures just before getting into the water with me on the surface. And then the underwater footage, there were a few photos that I have from my collection. And then the rest of the video footage was actually that my uncle put together. And we just traded out. There are diving terms used in the song, and he made sure that the scene matched the diving terms, like walls and gardens and things like that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, apparently you spent a good deal of time in Mexico too, and that's got to be your
Yes.
inspiration for Hector's Water Taxi.
Yes, Hector's Water Taxi is based on, and I'm going to do the quote sign, a true story. I helped my father extricate a business colleague from an Acapulco overnight stay in the jail. He was out with another colleague having way too much to drink, way too late in the morning. And the story he told was that he didn't steal a boat and drive it back to his hotel, that there was somebody there who actually duped him into riding on the boat for money. So I just figured, all right, I've got to put a song together. So Hector's Water Taxi came out of that. The interesting thing is, once I recorded it, I sent a copy to my father, and he had the president of the company play it at a company meeting so that the arrested individual could hear with all his friends the story.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so here we have it. Let's see. This is Darryl's Tuesday Yak premiere of Hector's Water Taxi.
Based on a true story. It was a hot and steamy evening with the tequila flowing down. I was dancing with the senoritas in a club outside of town. At 3 a.m. I stumbled out to breathe the ocean air. I had hoped to wave a driver down, but the streets were dark and bare. I started off walking and I made it to the shore. I looked in both directions for a place I'd been before. Well, he must have seen me stumble past, lost there by the sea. For a little man stepped off the dock and he waved and called to me. Oh, I'm Hector's Water Taxi and I'm here to lend a hand. Ocean transportation, far better than the land. On Hector's Water Taxi, it's just $10 a man. So climb aboard in a Mexican minute, you'll be at your hotel sand. Well, 15 minutes later, we docked at my hotel. I gave $10 to Hector and he smiled and ran like hell. Flashlights were approaching and the sheriff said, I quote, we're taking you to jail, amigo. this is a stolen boat. I said, it's Hector's water taxi. You have to understand, ocean transportation far better than the land. I rode on Hector's taxi, it's just $10 a man. And we reached the docks and he ran away. You're arresting an innocent man. Well, I slept it off on a concrete floor where the sheriff honed his knife. That night, Ramon, my cellmate, he tried to take me for his wife. Morning broke, the sheriff came and handed me a meal. Said if I could cash my credit cards, he could offer me a deal. Oh, Hector's water taxi, you have to understand, an incarcerated nightmare, next time I'll stay on land. Oh, Hector's water taxi got me one night in the can. Oh, Hector's water taxi, that ride cost me $4,000. Oh, Hector's water taxi, you have to understand, ocean transportation far better than the land. Oh, Hector's water taxi, it's just $10 a man. And I'm telling you now, one of these days, I'm gonna catch that little man.
Hey, I'll give you another one on that. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
That's coming straight through the internet from all your fans. And let's see.
Very
I'll even give you this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, you get that at the Grammys.
Okay. Sparkles.
Now, yeah, this is free entertainment, but there are certain things that pay the bills, folks, such as you got to make sure that you like the broadcast. And be sure to share it, get more of your friends on the broadcast. And I'll post it to YouTube tomorrow, my YouTube channel. You'll find it at Darryl Armistead. There's hundreds of videos for your listening and viewing pleasure. And so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of future live events and video releases. There we go. Now we paid the bills if everybody follows instructions and does all of that. And we got, Jerry Jams Rinda sent me a link to YouTube. So I have to check out the link. But, okay. Right before COVID struck, you and I were about to start up a new group that we've had on hiatus since COVID.
Absolutely. Yeah, we we launched one rehearsal, and I think we probably had 25 songs that were show ready in just one night. But the band is called Groove Line, and it's a 5-piece band with Darryl, myself, Pat Jallo, and Tony on drums, and Sonia's lovely voice on vocals. And Sonia's one of those singers that even at rehearsal, I feel the hair on my arm stand up when I hear her sing some of these songs, particularly when she does Whitney Houston or Aretha. And so looking forward to the end of COVID, because we've got a lot of funk music to play, that 70s and 80s classic dance music.
So ladies and gentlemen, watch for it coming your way, Groove Line Band. And all that hair standing on your arms and the back of your neck, that's the buildup of static in my basement. Okay. Let's see. Another great song that you recently released, easy for you to say, is a song called So Help Me, I'll Kiss You. What's the story for that?
That one, most of the songs that I've written, although I play funk and rock and blues, mostly when I'm playing guitar, most of the songs I've written tell stories. So the last two you've heard were kind of that tropical pop type thing, but most of the songs kind of lean toward roots or country. And so the So Help Me, I'll Kiss You is just kind of an idea where it's just a boy meets girl kind of song. And since I had gone from a 4-track to an 8-track at that point, I wanted to try harmonizing with myself. So this was the first song where I did the harmony with myself singing along. So,
Okay, so here's a Darryl's Tuesday Yak premiere of So Help Me I'll Kiss You, when Tom is singing along with himself, which sounds a lot better than playing with yourself. Okay, so this is So Help Me I'll Kiss You.
We took a turn on the dance floor, and she was quite understanding. She met my eyes with a smile, was absolutely commanding. The evening passed all too quickly. I walked her up to her door, our first night out together, but I was feeling much more. So help me, I'll kiss you. I know it's forward to say, but when my heart is the issue, I prefer it that way. We'll say goodnight and I'll miss you. That's what I wanted to tell you. So help me, I'll kiss you. And she said, so kiss me, I'll help you. About a year from that evening, well, we met at the altar. She was shaking and trembling, and my words kind of faltered. But when the service concluded, the preacher said, kiss your bride. She met my eyes with that smile again. I winked at her and replied, so help me, I'll kiss you. I know it's forward to say, but when my heart is the issue, I prefer it that way. You'll have my love for a lifetime. That's what I wanted to tell you. So help me, I'll kiss you. She said, so kiss me, I'll help you. So help me, I'll kiss you. I know it's forward to say, but when my heart is the issue, I prefer it that way. You'll have my love for a lifetime. That's what I wanted to tell you. So help me, I'll kiss you. And she said, so kiss me, I'll help you. So help me, I'll kiss you. I know it's forward to say, but when my heart is the issue, I prefer it that way. You'll have my love for
I got to tell you, that's a great hook. You write some very catchy songs, you know.
oh, thank you. Thanks. And I should probably add, if you go out to TSW Music on YouTube, underneath each song, there's a link where you can stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, and there's also a download option. So everything I get from these songs goes towards my lovely daughter Gracie's college fund. So this is that's the reason for the season, I guess, is as I've been writing these songs and putting them out there. So I hope everyone enjoys them, listens to them as often as you'd like, and stream them as often as you'd like.
Okay, and one more time, that's going out to TSW Music, right?
Correct.
TSW
On
Music
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Right.
All right. Okay, and let's see, there's another one of, and you've released all of these within the last month, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's been 5, 6 weeks. I mean, the music, I had already re-recorded all the tracks on these songs and sung all of them. So it was more of my uncle prompting me to, hey, let's work on videos to put these out there. I was going to release them, but the videos just added another really cool element to the whole thing. So it tells the story in a neat way.
Yeah, I really like the video production. And your next one is I'm Your Man. What's the story for that?
Well, that'll be I'm Your Man actually is releasing today. So this will be the premiere for the video. And the song is just, yay. So the song is just released on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, and all the streaming services. And it's also now live on YouTube at TSW Music. So today's the first day it's available on all those channels, and this will be the first time it's ever, kind of played publicly. So, Darryl, we didn't plan this at all, did we?
No, not at all. This is just spur of the moment type of stuff that I just happened to have a copy of I'm Your Man.
Oh, here we go. With a gang and we were celebrating payday. That was when she first had caught my eye. She was pretty as could be and looked like every young man's dream. Shy as I might be, I thought I'd try. And I said, I know I'm not that good a dancer, and I really hope that you will understand, but I'd love to get to know you on the dance floor. And if that sounds good to you, then I'm your man. Well, the next few hours passed along in a way that can't be beat. We laughed and got acquainted, and she avoided my left feet. When the band announced its final song, a panic filled my head, and I bit my lip and drew a breath. And this is what I said. I said, I know I'm not that good a dresser, but jeans are all the fashion I can stand. But I'd really love a date with you for dinner, and if that sounds good to you, then I'm your man. Oh, guitar now. Ha ha, take 'em to school. The next few months they passed along much faster than they seemed, and every time we danced and dined it felt just like a dream. One night a wave of happy ever after came to me, and I broke a sweat and drew a breath and dropped down on one knee. And I said, I know I'm not that good at questions, and I really hope that you will understand, and I know that I could love you for a lifetime, and if that sounds good to you, then I'm your man. Well, the supper club went silent just so everyone could hear, and I looked into her eye and then I thought I saw a tear. Then her lips turned up a smile and she began to nod her head. For a moment she was pressed for words, and this is what she said. She said, I know I'm not that good with answers, and I really hope that you will understand. You're improving as a dancer and one heck of a romancer, and that sounds good to me, 'cause you're my man. Oh, I know I'm not that good a dancer, and I really hope that you will understand, but I know that I could love you for a lifetime, and if that sounds good to you, then I'm your man. Ha ha.
Great song, Tom. And you've got fans from home. I saw Carla and Gracie, your wife and daughter, are watching you, and they're so proud of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. My girls. So.
Right. And all your friends, me included. I'm proud of you. I can't say that.
Thank you.
I can't say that, thanks to my tutelage, that you've come a long way, because you were good when I met you 10 years ago at Lakeview Church, where you were praise music leader. So, yeah, you've been good for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm still
thanks.
proud of you.
That was fun. Yeah, well, that was thanks, and you as well. I mean, we've been friends really. As soon as I moved back from California, I started leading worship at that church, and that's where you and I met. And so did that for about maybe 6 or 8 months, and got a call from you a couple weeks later. Hey, Tom, there's some friends of mine were wanting to start a funk band and play a lot of that great 70s platform shoes music. So you and I got rolling with that, and we've been gigging together really ever since for the last 11, 12 years in some way or form or another.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure to do that. Got a question from Richie Pollock. He wants to know, are the drums and bass programmed on your songs?
The drums and bass, the drums are programmed in such that I'm actually playing each drum on the keyboard to set up patterns. And I'll set up the bass pattern, or the main pattern, pattern A, pattern B. I'll set up the different drum fills and different cymbal accents. So I'm like a 2-fingered typist, getting all that set. And then eventually I'll get probably 8 drum tracks and collapse that down to a drum part. Then the bass part is typically me playing bass on a keyboard to make sure that it tracks along, or I'll pull out the electric bass sometimes, depending on what the part is and what's the most expedient way to do it. So all the guitar parts are 100% live. Actually, that's the easiest part of the song typically.
All right. And we've done a lot of music together where our music is 100% live with all the musicians, including a band we played in for quite a while called Gold Standard Band. And one of your favorite songs is Vehicle, Ides of March from Berwyn in the Chicago area. And you have, I know that you've got an attachment to Vehicle. What's your attachment?
Well, the song was written in, I think, 1969, and I didn't become aware of it for probably 20 years, but it hooked me instantly. And then it connected me back to hearing it on AM radios when I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. And that song is one of my all-time favorites. And I love performing it. I actually sang it to my wife, Carla, on our wedding night. So it was, I think, the last song of our wedding reception. I had sat in with the band. Actually, the Groove Masters flew in from California to play our wedding. And that was the last song of our wedding night. So it's just a great tune. Jim Pedrick is he's one of my big heroes in pop music. And he's a local guy from a basement in Berwyn. So it's a neat story.
Well, here's from a basement in Hawthorne Woods. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, the video you see was Gold Standard. There's 2 things that, obviously, Darryl plays the best horn lines on a keyboard of anybody I know. He's got the way he times it so well with the horn attack. But if you listen to what Greg's doing on the bass, that is such a cool bass part. And then there's a part just after the guitar solo coming back into the verse where there's a cut of Frank playing the drums, and he's got a look on his face like he is owning it at that moment. He's just got this attack mode. So you'll see it in the video, but I love that expression on Frank when we go into that part.
Oh yeah, it's precious. Here we go.
Yeah.
Gold Standard Band doing Vehicle.
Hey, I'm a friendly stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? to the nearest stop. I'm your vehicle, baby. Take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, need you, want you, got to have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Oh, you know I do. Hey, if you want to be a movie star, I got tickets to Hollywood. And if you want to stay just like you are, then I think, baby, that you should. I'm your vehicle, baby. Take you anywhere you want to go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, need you, want you, got to have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Oh, I'm your vehicle, baby. Hop inside my car. Got pictures, candy, I'm a lovable man. I'll take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby. Take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, need you, want you, got to have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Oh, vehicle, babe. Oh, you know I love you, need you, want you, got to have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Oh, yeah.
And there you have it, Tom Witte leading Gold Standard Band. That was a lot of fun back in the day. And you're right, the look that Frank Nagel gets on his face when he gets into it, it's pretty amazing.
That's right. Yeah. A lot of good music was played in that basement, no doubt. Right.
Well, we've got
and
a lot of good music.
That was a rehearsal.
Yeah, it was.
You were testing out your camera system. That's what we were doing. We just kind of said, all right, let's do it during rehearsal. So
yeah. And you can tell it was a test because some of the cameras were frazzing out.
Worked out well.
Yeah. So thanks so much for coming on to Darryl's Tuesday Yak. Really appreciate it, Tom.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'd be happy to be on the show. I hope everybody had fun and enjoyed the music. And I'll be back anytime you like.
Right. And be sure to go out to YouTube to TSW Music. That's Tom S. Witte, TSW Music. And you can find it for Spotify, iTunes, and you can also download. So make sure that you have your copies. Get them early because they'll be very, very valuable when he's appearing at the Grammys in 2021.
If we go to the Grammys, I want you to wear that sequin tuxedo jacket that you have. So
you got it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks so much for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
All right. And next week, my special guest is Regina Carmo. So that's next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. See you then. Good night, everybody. See you next time.